Hey team, Coach Matteo here from Marra Strength, and welcome back to the How to Lose 50 Pounds video series. And in this step number 5, we're gonna talk about what you should do if you have a big chunk of weight to lose, more than 10% of your current body weight. If you wanna lose 50 pounds, if you wanna lose 75 or 100 pounds, how do you manage losing such a big chunk of weight? In the previous step, we talked about a diet break, which is an intentional period where you eat more food in order to give yourself more runway and lose more weight and help you not feel so hungry. This is critical. Because if you want to lose 50 pounds or 75 pounds, you are probably not going to diet your face off and lose that all in one stretch. People have tried, people have failed. People are probably trying that right now, and people are probably going to fail that right now because they're going to end up regaining the weight and feeling so hungry and deprived, you're going to have a hard time sticking to it. So after your first diet break, what should you do? First of all, decide that you're ready to lose more fat. Check out the diet break decision tree on marrastrength.com to decide if you're ready for more fat loss. If you're not hungry, if you're not super fatigued, if you're not super food focused, and you're psychologically ready and there's not a ton of stuff going on in your calendar coming up and you're ready to do it, jump into another fat loss diet. That's basically it. You alternate cycles of fat loss dieting and diet breaks or maintenance diets in order to get to your goal weight. So maybe you lose 5% of your body weight on your first fat loss diet and you're like, okay, that's great. You know, I lost 12.5 pounds, but my goal is 50. Cool. You lose 12.5, you take a break, you hold on to that new weight, you lose another 12.5. You hold on to that, and then you lose another 12.5. This makes the process a lot easier, and it's really, I think, best described by that slinky analogy I used in the last video where, yeah, you lose a big chunk of fat, but you've also got this debt to pay, and you need to clean that up and wait for that tail end of the slinky to catch back up before you can push some more. So you just alternate steps 3 and 4. You can watch these video series back until you reach your goal weight. Now, if you're wondering how long this whole process will take, go grab my free weight loss timeline calculator that I built that'll just help you break down your big goal into little manageable chunks. So if you put in, hey, I want to lose 70 pounds, it'll be like, cool, here's your first fat loss diet. Here's roughly how long it'll take for your diet break. And you can get a really good idea of how long your whole process is going to take. Now, I have tips to help you make this process really easy and one Japanese folklore story to make it more enjoyable and really hit home. Oh, by the way, I should mention that we have a group coaching program for guys who want to lose 50 pounds or more over the next 6 to 9 months and learn to keep it off for good. I give you everything you need, all your workouts, a nutrition plan, weekly live Q&A calls, and accountability check-ins so you have everything you need to succeed. We're down over 150 pounds as a group collectively already. The energy in the group is fucking awesome. And yeah, we'd love it if you could join us. So send me an email at matteo@marrastrength.com and just put the word 50 in the subject line or somewhere in the body and I'll send you all the details. Okay, go back to enjoying the video. First tip, realize that you may need to adjust your rates and durations of fat loss as you get leaner. What I mean by that is this. If you were 250 pounds and you started your fat loss diet, the first one, and you were losing a pound or let's say 1% of your body weight per week, 2.5 pounds a week, you're like, la da 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 da, this is easy, no problem. You lose for 12 weeks, you barely even got very hungry. You maybe took a 2-week diet break and then you were ready to hit it again. That shit might not fly when you get closer to 200 pounds. You're gonna need to maybe slow down the rate of loss. You're maybe gonna need to do shorter overall fat loss diets, erring towards the 8-week side of the fat loss diet instead of 12 weeks, because you just can't handle losing the same way you could when you were quite a bit heavier and more over fat. It just becomes smaller and smaller margins as you get leaner and leaner. Tip number 2, what used to clear diet fatigue in 2 weeks might take 4. As you get leaner and as you accrue more diet fatigue throughout this whole fat loss process, you're gonna need to take longer diet breaks. You know, maybe you're 200 pounds and you go to try and lose 1% body weight per week, and you just find yourself waking up in the middle of the night with sweats because you're dreaming about covering yourself in Dunkaroos icing and your erection just throws the blanket directly off the bed and you can't sleep anymore. There's a good image for you. So just know that you might need to adjust things. Take longer breaks, take not as aggressive fat loss diets, and don't do them for as long. Next part, phasic approaches are very effective for weight loss, but nobody uses them because they take a little bit more time and people are not patient with this stuff. If you're watching this video series, first of all, fuck, God bless your heart for watching, listening to me ramble about losing 50 pounds. You already have some patience. What I want you to do is just take a deep breath and realize that this is gonna be a process and you're going to be successful. And you can really increase your likelihood of being successful if you go at it patiently. You don't try and smash and grab and get in, do some quick fix fat loss diet. How many of those have you tried already? Take a deep breath, plan this shit out. Decide that you're gonna be a robot about it and then just work the plan and you're gonna crush it. Here's what I call the story of 2 bulls. This is, I think, a Japanese folktale. There are 2 bulls standing on a hilltop looking down at a fertile pasture in a valley where cows are grazing. There's a young bull and an old bull. The young, spry bull is excited and ambitious. He looks at the old bull and says, hey, what do you say we run down this hill and we go and fuck one of those cows? The old bull, wizened, zen, patient, says, yeah, you know, we could run down there and fuck one of those cows, or we could walk down there and we could fuck them all. And what I want you to take from that parable is just what I was talking about. This is a process. And by avoiding the rushed and common smash and grab approach, you will go faster and you will go further and you will do it with less friction. And when you arrive at your given goal weight, let's say it's 50 pounds down or more, you'll be carrying a lot less hunger and you'll be able to land not as a crash landing, but much more calmly in that new zone and really meaningfully be able to alter your body weight. In the next video, we're going to talk about how to maintain that goal weight once you land there in step number 6. If you have any questions about this big fat loss goals video, leave them in the comments below. I've been Matteo from marrastrength.com. Thank you so much for watching this video. As always, I will see you in the next video.